Hello, seekers, confessors, wizards, sorceresses, mordsiths, soldiers, and tricksters, and welcome to the Sword of Truth podcast, the chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a huge, green, yet somehow also invisible wall of craft brew on the side.
Makes sense.
I'm Nate, and I'm here with my two-time traveling companions, Jade and Aaron.
Hello.
It makes sense. I've frequently come across green yet invisible walls in my time.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, see them all the time.
You'll have to show me where those are. Today, we are establishing boundaries with the final part of Dead of Bones. That's
Dob.
right.
We dobbed here so quickly.
We dobbed so hard, we're at the end of the dob.
You know what? We should figure out how to fucking get home. I haven't had a Baconator in at least 7 to 8 parts of time. I don't know if time works the same way here as it does back home. I mean, it's been days, but are days 24 hours here? I don't fucking know.
Let's finish up what we have to do, and then pack our shit up, and just assume we know what we're doing. Like, just take off, and then it'll happen, right? Yeah.
We know that's something that works, kinda, in this world.
So like a second start of the right and straight on till morning type.
I think we need to find whoever, has the travel herbs or whatever, mushrooms or something to help us along our journey.
We don't have to get any of that. Never
Great.
mind. What was your
Perfect.
plan?
We just take off down the road with open minds. And
yeah, that's okay.
we see what pops up.
I think we should give it a shot one of these days. I mean, I would love to just sit here in the tavern, but like, I want a Baconator. They have all the ingredients to make one. They won't put it in the stack order that I want.
I have no idea why I didn't think you were going to turn it back around to a Baconator. Holy shit. Anyways, for those of you listening along, this is going to be a timestamp from 2 hours, 47 minutes to 3 hours and 18 minutes.
Till the end.
The very end.
Yeah, till the end of it.
Yeah,
Till the
you know what?
bitter end.
Just hit play and let it run. When we last left, Zedd had just asked Abby what he should do about the enemy, and Abby, kind of being a little bit shy, a little bit reserved, kind of unsure of herself in this scenario, just kind of real meekly and quietly said, "Kill 'em all!" And it seems to us, dear reader, as if Zedd is preparing to do that.
You and I remember the end of that last part just slightly differently.
I mean, what? She kicked her leg up on a rock in her stylish cut and burned blue jeans, and then just slung a solo that you would not believe.
It's most of that.
What was amazing, though, is she was a one-woman band. She did all the instruments. I was very impressed. As if in obedience, Zedd drops the molten sphere, and water explodes into the sky. Zedd quickly pulls Abby up on the rock with him, and seemingly into another world.
Interesting. I don't understand quite how that works, but I do know that, again, Zedd is normally naked on this rock.
He does enjoy the rock quite a bit.
Yeah. Maybe the rock gives you a false sense of security when you get on it because it feels like you're in another world. So people be like, they can't see me. And everyone walk by goes, that's old man dick.
Just hanging out, naked with my chicken. No big deal.
I've read this book before. I always forget that there's a component of a lava ball that he has to drop into the water for some reason and make like a lava water grenade type situation, and then the green light in my brain, I keep thinking he's just calling the shit, like the whole process is him just calling the boundary up, but no, he's doing some wild wicked shit with his lava ball.
I'd like to know where
Science.
it is in current times, with Richard and Kaylin. Like, is it just still there in
Coney
where
Crossing.
the water was?
Coney Crossing, yeah.
We
So,
Pen-
yeah, is
gotta
it
go
like
check it out.
Benson and Reed.
he had to make the steam because the boundary has to be made out of something physical? So, like, that's what the whole thing was like, I'm going to explode the river into steam, and that's what's going to make the boundary?
That might have something to do with it. I know a lot of Zedd's power, the way we see it described in the books is, well, obviously additive magic. So you have to take something that's already there. So I think he was collecting the heat and the power in this big molten ball to create something in the air with which he could control at that point. But I don't really know. My other theory is kind of this is a big, powerful spell, and there's going to be a lot of excess heat and energy created while casting the spell. Maybe the big molten sphere was just a place for all of that to go, so it didn't like kill everybody while he was doing it.
Energy's got to go somewhere.
It's got to go somewhere.
Matter cannot be created or destroyed,
So
even
like
magically.
You're ripping the atmosphere apart in order to pull the underworld up, but only in this one little tiny crack.
And then you got a bomb. You're fighting a war, so like that's going to come in handy.
He just made a reverse black hole.
No big deal.
NBD.
Yeah, NBD.
Then he goes to the front and like scribes this side toward enemy. Cool. Well, on top of the rock and inside the other world, the shapes that seem to be calling out to Zedd call out to Abby too. Shapes, by the way, people.
People
Like
shapes.
spirits from the past.
Like hands and faces and maybe a butt.
Getting really weird vibes about this rock. She does feel searing pain, frightful joy, profound peace, all of these emotions as intensely as you could feel them. She feels as if she's being filled up with light.
Well, I guess that's good on top of the... I mean, I know she said it's like balanced there, like there's pain and peace, but I mean, it seems mostly overall positive.
Yeah, solid mushroom trip, I would say.
I mean, that's why Zedd... This is just telling you why Zedd likes to fuck up there. You feel all the emotions very
Get a little
intensely.
bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah, you get a little bit of pain, but then it feels real great on the other end, so it's good.
I do believe it's been said that all your senses are heightened when you're on the rock.
He can reach out to, like, his...
The wizard's rock. Aaron started laughing immediately.
I know he can reach out to the other side, like the dead people, but that's like he doesn't have to do that every time. Because for a minute, I was going to be like, yeah, he goes on there and then has the sexy time with the heightened emotions, but also the aid of, like, shadow people. Like, we're gangbanging up here. But no, not every time. You don't have to. You don't
Sometimes
have to
you
do
wish
that.
you had one more hand to hold
that's
things
all I'm
in
saying.
place.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I can see it.
Keep some balance so nobody falls
and
over.
They get in on the action a little bit. It's a win-win for everyone. Next note.
I would assume somewhere towards the end of that scenario, there might be a deafeningly loud finish of some kind.
Oh,
no, I'm pretty
I
quiet.
think so.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah, for sure.
Green light rips across the water, instantly killing Anargo and cracking his wizard's rock in two.
Man, I know he was bad, but I was kind of starting to like him.
You know, maybe he shouldn't have put himself on a platform in the middle of the field and been like, look at me and my target here out in the front.
To be fair, he did try and set up a competing rave against Zedd's.
Actions have consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his fault.
Can't win them all.
He did fuck around and find out. Mariska begins to scream to leave the prisoners to die and for the soldiers to run to the hills. Run for your fucking life. And I just realized I'm not going to sing that because of copyright purposes. Anyways, boy, do they.
I mean, I think you get, 7 seconds? Also, if it's parody, if it's bad enough, I don't think they come after you. So just sing normal.
Don't do it now.
Wow.
Wow. You're a terrible person.
That was kind of mean.
But yeah, so Zedd is getting ready to send off this huge ball of fire, and the guys have now realized that it is, in fact, coming right for them. They don't want to stick around here. This is going to be super bad.
Real bad.
If they stand still.
Super bad.
Yeah.
Like real bad.
Yeah.
Abby watches as the Mother Confessor and Delora cross the river to start bringing people back to safety behind Zedd.
Smart.
Oh, there's a plan all along.
There it is.
Maybe you should have been there with them to help.
These are the people who hustled when they were told to run right away.
Yeah.
They are the people who made it there first, and they have enough time to be like, get behind the line.
I'm on your side.
Yeah, because everything in front of the line, again, front side towards enemy, it's all going to be gone.
I guess here's the thing. Even if you didn't get behind the line, run for that fucking river.
Mm-hmm.
Jump in. Well, I guess it's hot now, right?
I don't know if the whole river's hot. Just where the ball is.
The way the giant ball was described, if you put it in the river's probably going to like
Boil,
evaporate
right?
and
Yeah.
boil. Yeah.
Don't
Maybe
be
it
a-
depends if you're upriver.
Don't be a little baby about it.
It's just a wizard fireball. Get the fuck
Yeah,
over it. What's
yeah.
your big deal?
Go around.
Go around.
And if the water's evaporated, it's just a dry land.
Abby does have the advantage right now of being able to float, or at least she feels like she's able to float, so she may be able to avoid it a little easier than others.
Is the Wizard's Rock a hoverboard?
I don't know. It does say that Abby is floating in light that's surrounding her, so it may be that she feels like she's floating.
It feels metaphorical.
Yeah. Pain and rapture were one within her, light and
Ooh.
dark. Sound and silence. I know it's like a 50 Shades of Grey scene. Joy and sorrow, all were one. Everything and nothing together in a cauldron of raging magic.
She's like, fuck my husband, fuck the kids. We're together now, right, Zedd? We're going to do this every night.
In a weird way, I don't have to save my family because they're already here with me. It's like, wait, no, we still want to save your what the fuck are you talking about? We're all one. It doesn't matter.
You
Let
went
them
too
go.
metaphorical.
That's like, that's not what I meant at all.
You pulled out
No.
too far. You pulled out too far.
She turned into a hippie.
Oh, no.
Damn happy dappies.
Well, suddenly, a green wall of fire springs up along the line that Zedd held with Abby. She feels intense pain, and the ground splits open in front of her. The howls of the dead trying to escape can be heard from the split open earth, and Abby realizes that this is the breach between the worlds of life and death.
Yeah. Okay.
As you do. I've also had Tuesdays before. Just casually seeing the breach between worlds of life and death. Yeah.
Not even a big deal.
Nah.
It's
Just say you're so... Yeah. Yeah, okay.
I think it's just the way that it describes her realizing that. Yeah, that's what the fuck that is.
Oh, that's hell.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, shit. That's the underworld. Look at that.
We really can't go over there anymore. Hope you didn't drop anything.
Is that a little hell doggy? Here, buddy. Oh my god. No, fuck.
I'm getting slight Hawkeye, where he's just like, we're on a floating city, there's robots flying around the sky, and I've got a bow and an arrow, and I'm gonna go back out there. None of this makes sense.
Well, after the giant ripping explosion and the green wall of fire, it's done. That's
See?
it.
Yeah, no big deal.
It's quiet.
We're back to Zen.
Zedd hops off the rock and gives Abby a little wink, which is weird,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
That
Yeah.
doesn't seem like a wink moment.
No, you just saw your daughter beheaded, and mine is not here.
And
so.
you had giant wall of fire, people scrambling.
Utter chaos.
Yeah.
And Zedd's like, well, that's done. It's like, are you emotionally over what just happened already? What's the matter with you?
It seems like infantilizing Abby a little bit. Like, isn't that clever? That cute little magic thing I just did. But the other thing is that this whole army just ran away and nothing came after them. So I feel like some people should be peeking back over the hill at some point, and somebody should be over there just flipping them the bird.
That's right. After Zedd tosses off this spell, Delora is actually questioning if it worked properly, right? Delora wants to know why their wall of death that was supposed to destroy the enemy isn't actually moving towards the enemy. They all ran away, and then Zedd's wall just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
It did what walls do, famously. Didn't move. Just
I
kind of stood.
love the idea of Delora sitting there next to Zedd, like, all right.
Here
all
it
right,
comes.
Any
Here it
fucking minute now. Oh, you guys are so fucked. Run, run. And then it's just sitting there. And she's like, isn't it going to go? Like, what the hell is that? And he's like, no, we're done. We're cool. Let's leave. No, it's got to do the thing.
Thought we were here to kill the bad guys.
Everybody
not put
else
up a
leaves.
wall.
And Delora's just sitting there at the end of the day, like, any minute now.
It does make you realize, though, that the council approved this without having very clear idea of what Zedd's actual plan was. He spoke in very,
Oh, that's true.
very vague, broad brushstrokes and was like, this will stop the Daharan army. I'm going to call the world of the dead to the world of the life. So like they took that and pieced those pieces together and went, oh, he's going to call the world of the dead to kill all of Dahara. And he never explicitly said that. And
like he was going to call forth the underworld.
I think he agreed to cast the spell.
yes,
yeah.
And he didn't agree to their terms around him doing so.
I think they never got it in writing or explicitly laid out for them. What does this spell do exactly?
Oh.
He said, you know, this will stop the army. He said things like the underworld will come to the world of life. It's very dangerous. Things of that nature.
Yeah.
But never described what it would do. And so their minds went wild with thinking it was going to just sweep the world of Dahara with the underworld.
Mhm.
Whereas it was just a wall. He never lied, but they didn't ask him to lay out like details of explicitly what was going to happen.
When you say wall
yeah.
of death, you kind of assume that the wall of death is going to then dead the enemy.
Yeah, move forward and sweep the enemy down. But no, he never said that. That's how shit happens. It gets fucked up, right? Because you assume you don't get it all laid out for you, and then you fuck it up. It's fine.
When the
but
people
you
in
fuck it up.
charge assume, they make an ass out of everybody, actually. That's kind of...
Yeah.
You, me, everyone else down the street, everyone in the courtyard, all of us. You, me, and everyone.
Ah, damn the people in charge. Actually, they're talking into my ear right now. It is time to take a beer break.
Weird minute?
A mead minute. Holy shit, I cannot get that right. I'll get it right by the time we're back to calling them beer breaks. Anyway, we are going to take a quick mead minute, and we will be back right after this.
Shing.
Aaron, what are we drinking today?
Today, Maggie brought us another mead from Bee Nectar. I don't know where they're sourcing this, but it is cherry limeade, 5.8%.
Oh, no.
That's kind of... You're knowing the 5.8%, I'm assuming.
No, absolutely not.
Well, hey, you need to go into this with an open mind because this is a refreshing play between lime and cherry, perfect for summer months, which I think technically we're not in yet, but it's hot enough to be. I don't know when technically summer starts. Well, we will be when this comes out. Anyway, I think it's time to take a sip.
I have to explain myself real quick. I believe that cherry limeade is the worst flavor. I've tried it several times. I don't know. Maybe it's the lime. I'm just not a huge fan of it. So if Bee Nectar does well with this, then that speaks volumes about their beer.
Interesting.
I'm here with an open mind. If it tastes good, I'll say. But
Okay.
I'm going into this not liking cherry limeade at all.
Well, I think it's important that you remain unbiased. So I think Jade and I will go first and give our scores. I do think this is a bit of a refreshing play between the two flavors of lime and cherry. However, I've had better. I don't know if it's because it's alcoholic that there's just both less lime and cherry.
Better.
And I mean, I like it, but I was expecting like more citrus or more fruit, something. I'm not sure. That being said, I think it's a 7 Bs out of 10.
I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's too tart for a limeade. Normally, limeade can be pretty. It can be intense.
Yeah.
But this is nice. It's sweet, but not too sweet. I like it. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay. Both pretty good marks. I agree with both of you. There is something there. I think there's a little bit too much lime. I think that's what it is. I want cherry with a little bit of lime. That's just my personal taste. But honestly, this is more balanced than quite a few other cherry limeade drinks that I've had. This is probably my favorite cherry limeade thing now.
Wow.
Yeah. I am also going to give it, I'll say 7. It is good.
7
I don't think
for a flavor profile you're not a fan of.
Yeah,
that's
I don't
that's
really
a high
care
score.
for. Yeah, I think they did very well with it. So I commend this place because I haven't had anything yet that I don't like.
Bee Nectar, good job.
Tip your fancy hat.
We should tip all our fancy hats to Bee Nectar right now. You at home, do it now.
If you don't have a hat, you got to go get a hat.
Go to the store. Hit pause.
Go to the store
Go to
and
the store.
buy a hat.
Buy a hat. Come buy a fancy hat. Come home. Hit play. Tip your fucking hat. You guys ready to get back into the book?
Let's go.
And we're back with the next part of part 7 of Dead of Bones. I was going to say
part.
part 2 of 7 and part 0.5 because actually I have no idea how long this is going to go. We're just chatting.
Well, it's part 2 of part 7 of part 5.5. Is this technically the 5th and a half book?
We are
'cause
not
it's a prequel. It's not book 6 because they go before
4.5.
4.5. Yeah, part 2 of part 7 of part 4.5.
You know what? Fuck, we've
It all
done it
makes
again.
sense.
Guys, I've made another horrible mistake. I am so sorry.
We tried to do math on the podcast.
Yeah, that's where you lost me. I was like, I'm done. I'm not a part of this anymore. I'm going to go hang out with Rosie in the corner and not deal with this shit.
Rosie's not a good person.
It's better than math.
Well, Zedd doesn't answer Delora about why the wall isn't moving because Abby, again, tries to apologize for leaving his daughter alone. But Zedd, he won't hear it. Instead, he just calms her down. Relax. I'm not going to kill you. By the way,
very calming to be told that.
I mean,
hey,
yeah.
I'm not going to kill you.
It's not the same, but if you guys have ever watched the movie Dogma, where couple of angels break into an office setting and murder everyone in the room for being bad people. And then there's one woman who is fine. And he tells her that. And he's like, hey, you're fine. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not going to die today. And then starts to leave. And then just as he gets to the door, he's like, but you didn't say God bless you when I sneezed. And then, we can all assume what happens. That's what I'd be expecting anyways. And he's like, relax. It's fine. I'm not going to kill you. And be like, really though? Because I think you might.
I'd be worried. I'd be worried until I went to sleep 4 days later.
And none of the people that actually did the bad thing are gone. He stopped the war, but he didn't actually murder anybody. So you still have a lot of anger in you.
Yeah, he didn't get any vengeance.
Some unfinished business.
Mm-hmm.
Not that vengeance is good or that you should, but you would.
It might not have ended up as bad as maybe we think. Because then Zedd tells Abby to go ahead, turn around and take a little look-see behind her.
A real move that bus scenario.
Yeah, it kind of is. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, Abby, because move that. Probably big just curtain a bunch of people are holding up because we don't have buses. And behind the imaginary bus is Abby's family. Her husband, Philip, and her daughter, Jana.
Aww.
There they are. They're all
we
okay.
got the Sweet Moment reunion.
Is the idea here that Zedd sends the big wall of death, the people that were charging in front of the army ended up behind the wall when it hit, and it just spread out in between them and the army?
Yeah, I think he waited to officially finish the spell for as long as he could. Mariski yelled for, leave the prisoners to die. Because they probably just assumed everything in front of them was dead.
The army started to retreat.
The army just ran.
Yeah.
The prisoners just ran forward because that was where...
Yeah, they thought things were coming after that.
MC
So then-
and Delora were like, just walk this way.
Then
It's
there was a
fine.
safe gap for him
Yeah.
to set the spell in
Yeah.
without, hopefully killing too many people.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It doesn't give specifics. Ideally, all of them. Most likely, most of them. Probably a few stragglers couldn't stop
That's
stumbling.
But
kind of what this book has been about. Look, overall, it's going to prevent the war. If a couple people strafe too far into the green wall while I'm casting it, that's a bummer. But
that's why I'm saying, though, that there has to be some of the stragglers from the Daharad side that end up going, it sounds awful quiet back there. This is probably going to be dumb. But I'm going to go stick my head back over. I'm going to go see how far I can see because I don't hear anything coming after us.
Yeah, wall of fire. A
Yeah.
lot of old, sickly prisoners. Not a lot of screaming.
Yeah, weird. Let me go take a look and see what happens. And then they're all standing over there going, fuck you!
first file group 01 is going to be like, it didn't kill us, guys. I think we just charged the fucking wall. And then they just disappear
Yeah.
into the underworld. And everybody else is like, okay, so we leave the wall alone.
Okay,
That's a lesson learned.
okay,
Gotcha.
Okay.
To your point, though, probably not everyone got saved. And we know that because, Zedd couldn't quite save his daughter.
Yeah, that's true. And through tear-filled eyes, Abby looks at Zedd while she hugs her daughter, probably tighter than ever, and realizes that part of Zedd's hair has turned snowy white.
Oh.
That's right. Zedd is just like Rogue from the 1990s animated X-Men.
That is actually how I picture Zedd.
I like him better that way.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
As a very somewhat sexualized, curvily drawn hot woman. That's how you like picturing people.
Zed's spry for an old guy. Like, I'm sure he's very handsome.
Spry for an old guy.
Just because you got wily hair.
Just swap the faces.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Abby also realizes without looking, which, okay, hang on. How do you do that?
Nate?
I know maybe I haven't gone quite far enough, but she's like, part of her hair has also turned white.
Yeah, Nate?
So do you just know instinctively, or how does that?
Don't think about it.
This isn't real, bud. This isn't real life.
No.
That's where. This
No,
is
I
where
must
we
know.
This
You
is
can't.
where we have to pull that card out.
Yeah.
It's on the hair.
Yeah, everything else understandable. This, you can't know your hair's a different color.
This and
You
the
gotta
violet
be-
eyes.
She needs to be embracing Zedd, and she'd be like, "Oh my God, your hair," and he chuckles and be like, "Your hair," and then be like, "Oh my God, us together, look at us," and then it's awesome. But then this is just like, I feel like my hair's white too.
Or just very specifically, famously, they are next to a river. Hey,
Looking in the reflection?
Abby caught her reflection in the river
Exactly.
and saw that she also
Or
had white hair.
We were literally just talking about her daughter not recognizing her, and she had to take her little fake hair
had
out.
to rip the braid
Mama,
out.
your hair.
Your
Yeah.
hair, you look the same, but your hair is
Why is your hair white?
That's right, daughter without a name.
Jana.
Well, no, it's Jana.
Her daughter's Jana.
The other one doesn't have. a
Wait, yeah,
But-
Zed's daughter. I got my daughters mixed
I
up.
did
I'm
think-
sorry.
Daughter.
Happens all the time.
I did think it was funny that she's walking up in that Mord Sith outfit, and her daughter doesn't recognize her because of the hair, the whole thing. And she's like, it's just mommy with a different outfit. And are we ignoring the fact that this girl probably has trauma from?
Oh, yeah, she
Mord
was
Sith?
beat by Mord Sith.
Yeah, and Daddy's like, mommy just has a new outfit. She's dressed as your captors. No big deal.
Let's be honest about this. Abby's husband is not hating the outfit. Right?
You're keeping that.
Yeah. Like, I know it was terrible. Look, they have two different colors of this outfit. Let's get one of the other ones.
He's like, this is how we're gonna heal.
Yeah. We're going to heal through pain.
Jana, it's fine.
Jana, you're going to bed early. You brought this up.
I know,
Don't shake
and-
your head. This is your fault.
Like twice before now in the podcast, as ever I can remember. I'm kind of filled with regret.
Hey, if this is only the third time and we've done this many episodes, that's not bad.
We're doing pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty
Yeah.
good. We're doing pretty good.
Well, Zedd tells the people of Coney Crossing that it's Abby who saved them, even though she didn't have any magical powers. You lazy fucks. I'm kidding.
Felt pointed.
Well, it did only a little bit because he goes, she was the only one who begged for your life.
Well, yeah,
Like-
the rest of them were captured.
Well, yeah, kind of. Like, she's the only
Yeah.
one who cared. Like, I'm sure everybody cared, Zedd. She was the only one able to do something, and she chose to. So that does put her at hero status, but, like, calm down with the judgment.
And also, didn't we establish that she was only able to do that because she like hid and then ran away?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
She,
while they were all struggling and being tortured.
she did the thing that I'm sure most of them were thinking the entire time of their captivity. Coward.
Fucking coward. Yeah.
What a cowardly move.
Let's get away and go
She
tell
hid and
somebody.
ran.
Yeah, yeah.
But hey, I mean, hindsight's 2020. She saved them. If she wouldn't have done that, they probably wouldn't have been saved.
I mean, it's really true. You really do have to save yourself before you can save others.
Mm-hmm.
It depends how deep you want to go with it, but, you know, if you ever just hang around, smoke a big fat joint, and then think about that for a while, you're going to grow. You're going to grow.
This was just, if she was any other person, it wouldn't have mattered because this was just Zedd being like, hey, she doesn't feel special because her mom was special and she's not. So everyone stop being mean to her and make her feel special. Okay?
Turns out she's actually pretty fucking special. So, and you all owe her your lives.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the pointedness on the without magic thing. Like, hey, you guys thought her mom was special because of her magic.
Oh,
Abby's
yeah.
special too.
Yeah.
Abby helped save all of your asses
Yeah.
and didn't even use magic.
Yeah, not a sorceress.
So she did it in a way that you would approve of.
Yeah.
could be.
Could have been way easier if she was a sorceress, just saying.
They wish she was one and they hate her because she's not.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Or did they?
I think there's a little bit of that.
Because
Well,
I know they loved her mom.
Yeah, 'cause she did stuff for them. Like,
Yeah.
she helped them and Abby can't.
I don't know if we were ever explicitly told that the villagers think that, but I think we got a little bit of like Abby thought process that was like, the villagers don't like her because she's not magic.
Oh, or she's not able to help in the way her mom
I think
could.
it was that. And then now with this, I think we can infer that maybe it was meant to be a more permanent, like, yeah, no, that is true. The townsfolk didn't like her because she was not as useful as her mom.
Yeah,
because the magic skipped her.
She was born,
gotcha.
Yeah, she was born. There was an expectation that she was going to be the next sorceress,
Town healer, fixer person.
We'll have one for the next generation, and she wasn't.
Yeah,
and
she's
then
just
mom died.
Fucking skip. Fucking piece of shit, worthless skip.
Idiot. What are you going to do for us?
Goddamn idiot.
Wow.
Like that. It was something like that. That was me acting.
I mean, it sounds like you really don't like Abby.
No, that was just me acting. Abby's a lovely person.
Did you think
Fucking
that I
dumbass.
hated Abby? Acting.
No, Maggie, he's not talking to you. I know. We've talked to him about it.
I think her name's Marley.
No.
While Zedd is addressing the people, the mother confessor smiles at Abby, but Abby thinks since Zedd's daughter is dead, there isn't really a reason to smile. But the MC just smiles larger and reminds Abby that Zedd is often called by his other nickname, the Trickster.
There definitely was a long enough pause in the book when they first say, do you remember his other name? And then say it. Because I'm just like, yeah, Wind of Death.
Wind of Death, yeah.
Like, yeah, it's when I don't know how that's applicable here.
I think his middle name is Zool.
He famously actually didn't kill that many people. Really just the guy I wanted to know more about.
But I think that's why she said it that way, because we were referred to him in that way so many more times. That's what your brain went to, and you're
it
like,
worked.
that's not Zedd. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, kind of, maybe.
Well,
But
and the one time
worked.
we were told his name was the Trickster, Abby, our main character and our filter, went, no, that's fucking dumb. He's a murderer.
Yeah.
So immediately we were thrown off of that scent too.
Yeah, I got.
Zedd takes Abby to the abandoned house where she laid his daughter, and when she looks on the bed, there she fucking is.
Oh, well, that's a nice surprise.
Sleeping peacefully, safe and sound. Outside one of the doors is the body of Mariska. Now, wait
Creepy.
a moment, you might ask.
I would like to ask.
Didn't Mariska have Zedd's daughter over on the battlefield? She did. But
Thank
here
you,
she is.
Thank you for both asking and answering my question.
Hey, not a problem. Team player here. Zedd knew someone would try to hurt his baby, so he cast a spell to kill anyone that entered having the intent to hurt her. That's called a shotgun spell here in the States, by the way, just for our friends across the pond. When Mariska had entered to take the child and died, by the way, don't know exactly how that was, but I'm assuming pretty violently.
It said it was magical.
Well, that explains it. It gave Zedd the ability to conjure up her image for the death spell.
Oh, we know
Wild.
what that is.
wild.
So this is actually kind of amazing because Jade mentioned this today before we recorded, and she caught on to something that I totally missed. The Mariska we see on the battlefield was in fact a conjured image of Mariska, as was Zedd's daughter. They were never there. So while Zedd is watching his daughter be murdered and I'm bawling my eyes out taking notes for this book, Zedd is 100% fully aware that's not his daughter.
Yeah.
His daughter's safe. Abby is bawling her eyes out to Zedd. Please don't kill me. I'm going to die because I'm the cause of your daughter's murder. And he's being so cool
Weirdly
about
calm.
it. Yeah. And it's like, it's because his daughter's not actually dead. That's why
She's
he wasn't
fine.
actually full panicking.
Well, not at first. At first, he was playing the part.
He was acting.
Zedd
yeah.
took some acting
I
classes.
guess I just
'cause he
meant-
was screaming and hollering.
in the forgiveness aspect.
Oh, yeah,
Where he was just like,
absolutely.
it's fine. I'm not going to murder you for it. But yeah, he also screamed no. And it's
Yeah.
just like, oh no.
But also, where Mariska then turns and goes, everybody run, leave the prisoners, go this way, and everyone follows. That is Zedd
Yes.
leading the army where he wants them to go.
Zedd created the space so he could lay the fucking wall of death down in
Yeah.
a safe area. Zedd did the whole fucking
Yeah,
thing.
he was like, leave the prisoners so that they could take care of the prisoners. And
Yeah.
and wild.
He's the trickster.
Zedd is the fucking boss.
But the mechanics of how to make a spell with that elaborate of an illusion that says things like that while doing what he was also doing, wild.
Trickster. It's exactly Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean. You cheated. Oh, I'm a wizard. It's what we do.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately, he's the best of the thing that does those things.
There you go.
I wish we got more, but yeah, no, he could do it. I mean, hey, he's kind of like Richard. How can he do that? I don't know, for his wizard.
Because he needed to.
He needed to, I guess.
Literally, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Magic.
Magic.
Etch-a-sketch.
Hey, as an added perk, since Panis Rawl now believes that
Panis
Zedd's daughter is super dead. Goddamn, not again.
It's your fault for writing that in the notes. Gaslight him.
It's there. It's right there.
It's for sure there.
I deserve this. Panis Rawl believes that Zedd's daughter is now dead, so he won't be sending any more assassins to kill her.
Makes sense. You can't kill someone who's already dead.
I do
Why would you?
want to point out, Aaron, in previous books, you had a prophecy that Dark and Rawl was going to come back.
It's a continual prophecy.
Yeah, we have discussed this a little bit already.
Yeah.
But did you realize the fireball that Zedd sends towards Panis is also the fireball that brutally maims Darkin as a child?
I had not put that together.
No.
You mentioned something about if I knew that Darkin showed up in the book, and I was like racking my brain, and I'm like, no, he doesn't show up. Like, there's no mention of him, to my great disappointment.
Oh, yeah. He is
you.
not mentioned by name, sadly.
Yeah, but technically speaking, this would be the cameo shot. Like, if this was the movie or TV show, this would be the cameo where that all of a sudden, like, from behind, you see a Dark and Rawl shaped silhouette get hit by the fireball.
But just like a foot and a half tall, like a little mini-me guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the fireball that burned his dick to his leg and made him lick his eyebrows. Well, he uses his fingers, but
like a
lick his
weirdo.
eyebrows. It split his tongue, too, in the weirdest of ways. I don't get it.
And made it grow. 3 sizes that day.
Wow.
Did you hear about Darkin? He was hit by a fireball, and now he's a little weird. Anyways.
Now he's weird.
Now he's weird. Yeah, actually, turns out he was a perfect little gentleman before that happened. It is really his evil coming out story.
Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They killed his dad, and like I said, burned his dick to his leg, so I'd be upset.
So this whole book series is Zedd's fault.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it really depends on where you land on the whole intent versus deed argument.
We
but
need a Darkin
you could
prequel.
argue that.
That's what we need.
Yeah, now I need a Darkin prequel. Is that coming up in 4 books from now? Do we get a Darkin spinoff?
We can write you one.
It's real short. He just goes to the bathroom in the morning, has a little breakfast, walks out on the veranda next to his dad controlling an army. Boom.
Fireball.
Yeah, it's 6 pages. It's a novella, actually. That's what that's called.
It has a sweet little dog under the ground in the backyard that he's feeding.
Named Carl.
Holy shit, you guys. So much makes sense to me right now. I think I understand the universe in a new way. But I do need some time to, process this newfound information. So why don't we take a quick break? Yes, Aaron.
What kind of a break would you say we're about to take?
Oh, I guess one could call it just off the top of my dome, a mead minute?
Fucking nailed it, my guy.
Hell yeah. We'll be back right after this beer break. And we are back with the final part of the 7/9 part of the book. Don't check that math. Anyways.
I was very clearly signing 4.5 to you.
Zedd knows the war has ended thanks to his magic, but realizes that there are still many people that want to live without it. He decrees that they will set up an area free from magic that people can choose to go if they like. And then, once they're in, they're just going to build a wall around it so no one can get in or out. Cool? Cool. Yes,
Couple
Jade.
things. I have a couple things.
Oh?
First of all, the people who live there that potentially have magic, you gotta leave.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to live there forever? Oh, this has been your home for like 50 years. I don't care. This is a place without magic. This has been decided,
Yeah.
voted upon.
Yeah.
I think the implication is that there is no Westland yet, so no one is living out there.
The people in England didn't think that there was anybody here when they landed here either.
Okay, so the question is then, was there no actual land there, or just like some big rock wall that nobody ever walked beyond on the western side of the Midlands, right? Did Zedd, in essence, create the land there and then let people go there? Or was that land just already in existence and he just said, hey, we're going to take this chunk of land and call it Westland and then move a bunch of people into it?
Any of the creatures and anybody who lives there that's magic needs to be ousted. I think that thinking anything other than that is thinking a very kind view of colonization.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see where you're coming
Yeah.
from for
You
sure.
know?
Zedd only came at this from the, hey, if you don't want to be near magic, you can move to a place that's not magic. Left out the part where the current magic people are living also have to move.
Well,
Yeah. There
this
might not
is
be a lot of them, but that doesn't mean that they aren't as important, right?
this is one of those personal contradictions, maybe, because the whole of this story was getting reader to like be cool with, hey, we're gonna make this choice for the greater good because it's for the greater good, and then we're like, so we're gonna take all these people and move them into this land here, but feels a little dirtier, doesn't it?
Also, it made me think, did Zedd have this thought or have a discussion about this with anybody prior? Or is this something that he had been maybe stewing about, but he was like, I don't know if this is actually going to work. The wall is going to... Because nobody knew that it was just a solid wall that wasn't going to fucking move, right? So he couldn't have really discussed this idea with anybody else. So once he got the wall up and he saw that it did work the way I thought it might, he just suddenly was like, you know what? The thing I thought might work is going to work. I'm deciding right now we're doing this.
He turns around and goes, I was right. So you know what? I'm right about other stuff.
Yeah.
And another thing.
We're going to do this right now.
No, it's like if there, which it was kind of the thing of like, I knew that there was a divide of people not wanting to be near magic just because this isn't the first book of this book series that I've read.
Right.
But like, I don't remember at the beginning when Zedd's being talked to by like 5 people. I don't remember much of a non-magic versus magic sentiment. So like, on the one hand, I got it. But on the other hand, this felt very much out of left field of like, hey, everybody wins. But yeah, as soon as you start thinking just a little bit about it, it's like, no, literally a bunch of people have until spring. When is it now? Or did we just give people 4 months to move their entire goddamn lives unwillingly?
Yeah. We just fought this war against Dahara that was going to make a bunch of choices for us that we didn't really want to make. And now I feel like if you're on the good side of things, now you go, okay, that's what oppressors look like. Now we over here on this side are just going to be real fucking cool with each other because we just survived Daharan invasion. But no.
Oh, I'm also thinking, I get people in power that can do things that we can't, like being scared of that or whatever. But these magic people can heal you. They can do all of these things that you can't do. And if you can live in a world that there's people that can do that, you're really going to like voluntarily be like, our really shitty healthcare that we have without magic is okay. This is going to be okay for us forever. We're just going to negate, like, this is the equivalent of modern medicine. And then you being like, I'm going to go live in the backwoods and say fuck you to that. And I get some people do that. All due respect for you if you want to do that. But it's on a different even level because it's magic. It's not even like a doctor, right? Most of it's quote unquote spirit given fucking magic, and they're just waving their hand over you and fixing your gobbledygook. So how are you gonna voluntarily be like, nah, that's scary, I'm good, I'm gonna go live without that and drink swamp water and hope it's gonna be fine?
Because of rule number 1.
People are stupid.
People are stupid.
Yeah, Zedd even says it. May the good spirits watch over them, and may they not come to regret that their wish is granted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's acknowledging that, like, yeah, you're probably dumb. You shouldn't not want to live with magic. But if that's what you want, you have free will. You are more than free to go will and live yourself a dumb life.
I think, like most things, it's the umbrella effect. You do what you will as long as it causes harm to no other person. The moment that it starts spreading out, the choices you make are affecting other people. That's where the line is. So I think Zedd's whole idea is, hey, you go be over there behind the line and do whatever the fuck you want over there. But then you don't also get to, like, keep coming back. It doesn't really seem like it, but like,
no, he's putting up a second boundary wall.
That's right. There is no way through. So it's like, you guys have to go out there then without magic and figure out yourself. If it's horrible and you end up with the American healthcare system, that's on you. We're just going to be waving wands over here and making it better.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, and I get it. There's always going to be somebody who opposes whatever it is, right?
I mean, there's plenty of people nowadays that don't trust modern technology and doctors, and it's just like, oh, that's fine, but then you don't get to go to Congress and mandate that I can't see a doctor because that's fucked up.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think it would be, like, me personally, no, we are not moving to Wesley. I don't care. I don't care about your conspiracy theories. I'm staying here because if my leg breaks, I want it to be fixed, like, real quick.
Yeah. Like potion. Like wave of the hand.
Yeah.
We're done.
20 minutes of pain while I wait for the doctor wizard.
Well, he is saying if you want to stay, you can.
No,
but
I know.
if you don't, but it to me, it's still the big thing of like all this talk about is like, hey, if you don't want magic, go west. Doesn't talk anything about the people who are already living in the West that maybe don't want a couple 100,000 people moving into their area.
To their area where they have magic, and these are all people
now,
with the common goal of, hey, we don't want magic.
Maybe this is somehow the good version of the Great Expansion into the West, where land was not taken from people that already lived there, and it was untamed wilderness that also wasn't wildlife heavy and somehow had no major ecological or sociological effect on that land.
No night wisps that are magic. Like, we know that there are animals that are magical too.
Yeah. All gars, no gar will be harmed during this, I'm sure. Everything will work out great because magic.
No one's going to be harmed is great, except for one person.
Oh, yeah.
Delora, who is still upset that the wall is not moving.
She's a bit angry.
But finally, Zedd explains that he couldn't send the wall to kill everyone in Dahara. There are still a lot of innocent people there, so he just put the wall up, and it'll prevent anybody from crossing over, hurting them, having anybody go over into Dahara and potentially get hurt. Like, this is the best case scenario. No one has to die. We just don't have to war.
Everybody goes to their corners.
Yeah.
Takes a nap.
It's a version of peace. Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
There's no resolution. It's not like we're living in harmony with Dahara now.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say it's a resolution, but it's like, works.
Well,
for now.
Works for now. Hey, as long as that wall stays up, I'm sure everything will be great.
Well, and hopefully by that time, you'll have different people in power who maybe aren't so psychotic, right?
Just maybe.
It's a temporary, short-term, long-term kind of solution.
We do know Dahara's looking for new leadership soon.
Currently. Or maybe this is, oh my God, is today the day that Darkin becomes the guy?
I mean,
is he effectively Lord Rawl now?
I don't know the speed at which the fireball travels. If it goes by the way the crow flies, it's going to be quicker.
I hear it comes at the speed of pain.
Oh.
Speed of pain.
That's quite quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep people from walking into the wall of perpetual death, which will soon become invisible, by the way. Just a little fun detail.
Yeah.
Soon they're not going to be able to see it at all. Zedd decrees a need for boundary wardens, actual people in charge of keeping people away from the wall.
I will say, this felt like the meme. What are we? Some kind of suicide squad? Like, that's very much what this felt like, because Abby's like, you're going to need some sort of warden to guard the boundary. And Zedd's like, yeah, that's exactly what we need. Boundary wardens. And now it's like that's gotten made fun of because a couple of shitty movies.
This is Chase's version of what happened to Richard in the show.
Yeah.
Who are you? And what's a boundary warden? Zoom in on bare chest. Boom. Start the show. Well, Abby pulls Zedd aside and asks him what the debt was that his dad owed her mom. And with a sly smile, the trickster explains that the debt wasn't owed to her mom. It was owed by her mom.
Boom!
Mic drop. Motherfucker.
Bet you feel real dumb with all that I declare it due nonsense now, don't you, Abby?
Interesting. Sometimes you can just ask politely.
Yeah. It's weird how people make assertions without knowing what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, I've never seen a real world example of that.
Never, not once, especially on this podcast.
Hold on now.
I'm just saying, I'm sure something has come out of my mouth that I've been like, no.
Yours maybe.
Yeah, me for
I'm
sure.
Perfect.
Well, Zedd's dad, also a doctor, apparently,
Dr. Wizard.
had saved her mom and Abby while her mom was giving birth to her. He did this at great risk to himself, so Abby's mom swore a debt to repay him, and the bracelet that Abby wears was her link to it.
Interesting.
And apparently her head was the activating tool. I don't know when exactly that happened, but at some point.
Who knows? Hey, magic, man.
DoB.
But it's the bracelet.
Yep.
I mean, her mom told her about the bracelet. We know the bracelet was getting warm when all the shit was popping off between the magic people. It guided her to find Zedd's daughter, which is probably the actual magic bit of the Dead of Bones happening, but Abby didn't know it. And Zedd wasn't about to tell her.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I think it warmed up when she got to Zedd originally as well.
Yes, it did.
So, yeah, I think it was supposed to guide her in the right direction no matter what.
More of a general, like, yes, you're supposed to be here right now.
Yes.
Oh, I kind of like that better because when it warmed up, it's like leading her in directions. I'm like, is that she can feel it on the side of her wrist, or is it just like getting warmer?
Getting warmer.
Hey.
Hot, cold.
When did her bracelet get warm? When she was searching the camp for her daughter. It didn't get warm when she was close to her daughter. It got warm when she was close to Zedd's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like self-enforced. She thinks she's helping herself, so the motivation is there, but actually, that's fucking incredible. God, wizards are smart. Got me again.
You son of a gun, Zedd. You got me again.
You got me again.
Once again, you made me think my penis wasn't there.
Wow.
Or at least parts of it.
Abby is saddened and wondering how she will ever repay such a debt. But Zedd looks at his daughter, his very much so alive daughter, and explains that it's paid for already.
And there it
you
is.
Good girl.
Yeah.
You done it.
I got what I wanted.
The debt was that my father saved a daughter, and so a daughter needed to be saved in kind. And that's what happened.
Hell yeah.
Abby saved Zedd's daughter.
You
debt
saved
paid.
the day, Abby.
Now, Zedd also did save her family and did a lot of other stuff.
Yeah,
and
so
could
like
be argued that
a new debt should be paid.
like Abby owes Zedd
especially
because
she was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
blah, blah,
She was a
stuff, and
dick
did
the
a lot
whole
of-
time. She was a bitch.
She didn't leave the kid in the woods. She left the kid in the bed. The kid could have
Minor points
snatched
for
from the
not
bed.
tying up the kid, but
Yeah.
then take those points away because only saved one kid. Could have saved more, but look, we can have the analysts look at it, but like Abby is still in the red.
For sure. The trickster has struck again.
Yes. Yes, the trickster has left his mark.
Abby agrees. She says, trickster indeed. I believe Abby no longer refers or worries about Zedd being called the Wind of Death. I think she's learned that lesson.
Well, yeah, it turns out Zedd just has gas. He eats a lot of leafy greens, but then also eats a lot of dressing on top, so it's just oils right out.
Wow.
What do you think was in that pulled pork sandwich? Was that cheese?
Oh, there was a lot of cheese.
Because I got a problem with cheese.
You ever heard of the Wind of Death?
Jesus.
Did you say cheeses?
No, I did not.
He's the god of the Wind of Death.
Don't ruin cheese for me, okay? Don't do it.
Behold the glory of Jesus. Wind of Death. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. Anyways. Abby asks Zedd why he agreed to help, even though he didn't owe her anything. And Zedd says that sometimes helping people is its own reward.
Or, yeah, my daughter needed to be saved and you owed me something. So I was like, cool, we can save my daughter.
You mean I did the math and realized, hey, this is all fucking upside here.
Yeah.
I can sacrifice a potential stranger to save my daughter.
Yeah.
And it's kind of his job. At some level, like it's his job as first wizard to protect the people.
Yeah.
Abby's the people.
Well, yeah,
Abby's town is the people.
There's that. But why did you agree to help me? No,
Yeah,
I agreed to do what you were going to do because you had to help me. So I figured this was all going to work out in my favor.
I didn't agree for you to help me. I agreed to your proposition in which you would help me.
Yeah.
Hey, kid, because I'm first wizard and older than you. This is a chessboard. You were a pawn.
Yeah.
You were useful, but you were a pawn.
You have been used.
Wizards use people.
Exactly.
That's what they do.
Yeah. You just hope that it's a good wizard using you for good things.
Yeah.
So it's nice that Zedd is saying that. Just helping people is its own
it's
reward.
It's nice that he's saying it, but it's bullshit.
I think that's maybe what he's telling Abby. Don't expect gold for this. Good job, Abby.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
I think it is. It's like, don't help people. Don't do it because there's a debt owed. Don't do it because you want them to be in your debt. You don't help your neighbor so that you can cash in that favor later. You help your neighbor because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
That's right. Because when a friend asks for help, you fucking help him.
Yeah. Now, if it also does clear a debt, that helps. Don't not do it. Like you can do a nice thing that is a little selfish. There's nothing wrong with that.
As long as it's a nice thing. It was argued it's still a nice thing. Just don't be manipulative with it, right?
Yeah.
But Zedd didn't owe Abby anything at all. And really, he helped both of them because their families are safe. Both their daughters are alive. They have a big reason to celebrate. They just stopped a fucking war. Abby got everything she wanted, even though she was the meek little nobody that didn't have the right to ask for anything in the first place. But she did it. She fucking saved everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody except, however, Delora.
Aw.
Delora is still upset that the Green Wall of Death isn't going to kill everyone in Dahara. I really, I got up early. I could put my good dress on. I did my goddamn makeup, for Christ's sakes. I'm out here trying to see a bloodbath. No bloodbath. What gives?
Yeah, back in my day, there used to be bloodbaths in wars. This has been a bunch of bullshit.
Zedd, you
the
made
grumbly
me...
soldiers.
Delora
get to kill anybody.
Delora went to Westland. She was like, I'm done with magic.
Fuck this. I'm out of here.
This half-talk bullshit. You don't know what you're going to get. Stab someone with a sword now.
Goddamn letdown.
You made me watch a kid get beheaded today for no goddamn reason.
Yeah.
You chose to make it that gruesome. I had to watch it, and nobody even fucking died. Are you serious?
I didn't even get to see anybody murdered for the death of the kid.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Delora.
I kind of wanted to see someone die. It's like, can you imagine the final scene, or the final battle of Lord of the Rings, if everybody just comes charging up the hill and goes, you know what, guys? Nah.
Just put up a wall.
And they're like, hey, let's just not fight. You can toss the ring in or whatever. We'll call it good.
We're going to put a
All
line
right, that's the end of the
down.
movie.
We're going to put a chalk line down the middle of the bedroom, and you stay on your side, and I'll stay on my side, and we'll be cool. If your sock comes over here, though, we're fighting.
The Mother Confessor warns Zedd that leaving them alive will create many, many enemies. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe one certain small child with his dick burned to his leg is quite upset and gonna take some vengeance.
And
Maybe.
dry.
I don't know, but it could happen.
Dry eyebrows.
Extremely dry skin.
Yeah. Only above his eyes.
But Zedd explains that enemies are the price a person must pay for honor.
I kind of like that quote.
It is
pretty good quote.
Exceptionally cool.
Yeah, that's a good quote.
Oh, there was another quote from Abby where she said something about the people who are the happiest about peace are the ones who have to fight for it or something.
Oh, yeah.
And that was very nice as well.
I did like that one. And I mean, she's got a greater understanding of what that means now, too, having done it. The way it comes back to Zedd, making the hard choice, making some enemies, but leaving as many people alive as possible. I love that because we got to see Zedd up against his threshold for the majority of this book, and yet take his moral line and save everybody in the process, even the people that didn't want to be saved by him. And I think that's commendable.
And the writing is interesting in such a way that you listened to the end of this book and then had to back up 20 minutes to re-listen to the last little bit to be like, wait, what the fuck happened? Zedd just pulled some bullshit and now I need to reread because his little weird wink thing that he did with the rock
Winky
isn't
poo.
quite so out of place now that we know that his daughter didn't just actually get murdered in front of him and he was
Right.
actually controlling all the pieces on the board. So I can have a moment of levity right now.
So he did pull a Dumbledore in the way that Zedd knew what was going on the whole time.
And used people who weren't smart enough to know they were being used.
Yeah. Children specifically.
And
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story.
That's the moral of the story.
Well, at least that's
Use
you know what?
children.
I
Use
think-
young
what?
people to do things.
I think that's what we're gonna need. One more episode to discuss our final thoughts on the book.
Absolutely. Next week is going to be our back cover episode where we go over our final thoughts. It's going to be a fucking blast. But for right now, I would like to know what all of you thought about this book or just this episode. You can send a message in your journey book to podcastatt@gmail.com or follow us on any of our social medias. If you really enjoyed this episode and wanted to support our humble little show, you can go to patreon.com/podcastatt and subscribe to a tier of any amount. We really, really would appreciate it. We've got a bunch of cool stuff there for you. Live episodes, ad-free episodes. We've got a Discord group chat that's going. It's fucking incredible.
Where every tear is a happy tear.
That's right, where every tear is a happy tear. Especially when they fall into your brand new All the Things mug. Anyways, I would
Cry
like...
into your mug about how sad these chapters have been.
And then drink them, you little freaks.
I would like
we
to
need
thank
to tap out.
each and every one of you for following along with us thus far. I really appreciate it. And, well, I guess we'll see you on the other side.
Bye.